So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. This is shloka is 1.39, and give me a break, 1 second. Yes. Now shloka is 1.39. I am not able to see the devotees here. Yes, now I am able to see the devotees. Yes, good. So let's start. Yesterday we have discussed that Arjuna had two considerations to not fight. One was that the sin of killing own relatives, and the major concern was kula kshaya the destruction of family traditions. So he will elaborate more on these shlokas on this point, how destroying family traditions is a great sin. That will be our theme today. कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृष्णम् अधर्मोऽभिभवति उत. So here let us try to understand the meanings. Kulakshaye pranashyanti. Kulakshaye, you see, kul you understand, it means family. Basically, family here means this all the Kshatriyas will be destroyed now. So they have learned the tradition from their previous ancestors. So now the future generations will not have any ancestors for them. So then because this war will kill all these Kshatriyas like Dronacharya, like Bhishma Pitama, and that were learned people, Kripacharya. So there will be no one who will teach the new people, so to speak. So kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharmaha sanatana, because the family has been destroyed. So kula dharmaha sanatana, that means the various dharmas which are to be observed, which have to be observed or which were given from one lineage to another, within a lineage, will all be destroyed. Sanatana means they are eternal. Now what is the meaning of eternal? Here eternal not necessarily means eternal in the sense that that because there is creation, but since creation there have been some lineages, just like Lord Krishna has spoken this Bhagavad Gita, imperishable science, to Surya god Vivaswan. We will learn in the 4th chapter. And then again it was given, disseminated in the line of disciplic succession, as we know. So this is going on, so this will be destroyed. Obviously when there is no creation there will not be any dharma, but whenever this kula dharma is there, whenever this creation is there, it is given from time immemorial. Now another angle to it is, I'm just thinking in my consciousness, first I was thinking on this point that this sanatana, it is not exactly sanatana, but if you see in a different context, that in this kula dharma, that means uh, the family traditions, it is also taught how to serve Krishna, which is actually Sanatan Dharma of the souls, is it not? In the Kul Dharma, in the family lineage, a devotee, a person who takes birth, is taught how to serve Krishna. So those Sanatan principles will also be destroyed, and also Varnashram Dharma is also, in the context of Srishti, is part of Sanatan Dharma, because it helps the living entity to remain, how to say, to remain in an environment where he can suitably serve Krishna. Voice is not clear? Is it clear to everybody, or is okay? Then some issue is there on the other side. I don't know. Does it help more? Does it make the sound better? Okay, so we'll do like this. Then what will happen if dharma gets destroyed? Then says dharme nashte kulam krishnam. Krishnam means completely. Dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo bhi bhavati uta. See, when the dharma is destroyed, then in the whole of the kula, then in the whole of the family, adharmo bhi bhavati uta. Definitely adharma will be prevalent. Abhi bhavati. The adharma will be prevalent in the whole complete tradition. Does it make sense? If so, let us try to understand the shloka. Kulakshaye pranashyanti, these people will be killed, and Kula dharma sanatana, all the dharmas will be destroyed, were completely destroyed, and because of destruction of dharma, dharminashte, kulam krishnam, incomplete in the whole of family, adharmo bhivavati yuta, they will only be rising of adharma because there is nobody to tell what is dharma. It's very simple. Please don't be offended. All the Sharmas who are here or Pandis are here, we are from Brahmana family. No problem, is it not? But have you been offering your food to Krishna from their childhood? What is the answer? At least no. Shashikant Prabhu? No. So it is the not your mistake. It is a mistake of our predecessor. And in a Brahmana's family, a Shaligram must be there, has to be there, and he must serve the Shaligram, and the food has to be offered to Shaligram, and then the devotees are and the family members are supposed to take it. Now, you see, I give an example. Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj he's a very nice devotee, very exalted devotee. He's my counselor, uh, and he told to some other devotee. I heard from other that in his family, he's from a Saraswata Brahmana family. I heard like that. Then one time, Maharaj's sister, she was not very old or something. She came running to the father, and you know what the father did? The father slapped the girl. Why? He said the girls should walk decently. They should never run. So now you see, it's a simple tradition which has to be taught to the girls: chastity, behavior, culture, and the same thing. The boys have to be taught also similarly like this. So all this has been destroyed practically now we see. Just like one brahmachari was drinking water while he was standing. So Maharaj pointed out to him, you sit and you drink. You don't drink while you stand. So I'm saying just small cultural things, educative things are not, will all be lost. And we see in this present age how whether it's Brahmana, whether it's Kshatriya, everywhere there is no practically any clear conception of dharma. So this is being mentioned here now that all of them have been killed. If they are all killed, who will teach dharma to each of the family members? Is it okay? Okay, let us go forward. With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in religion. I will like to again point it out to you. Kulakshay means destruction of family. This pranashanti word is with Kula Dharma. Is it clear to you? Pranashanti is not with Kula, because Shaya, the word Shaya itself means destruction. Kulakshaya means destruction of family, and Pranashanti Kula Dharma. So Pranashanti word is linked with Kula Dharma. That means the Kula Dharma will be, all kind of dharmas will be destroyed by that. Is it okay? You have to make sure this all clearly. Dharmenashti and Kula Krishnam. Krishnam means whatever is left, whole of the family, there will be only the dharma. Let us go forward. Gita Bhushan commentary. In this verse, Arjuna expands upon the sin of destroying the family. I did mention about this. He had mentioned this as one of the reasons in the previous shloka. Now he elaborates how this sin will be prevalent. The religious activities such as fire sacrifice, kula dharma, which have been obtained through the family traditions, sanatana, will be destroyed because of destructions of the performers. Is it clear? It's like I now mentioned that we, even in like Brahmana families, people do not know how to offer their food to Krishna. Not even how, whether we should offer the food to Krishna or not. That also is a problem. So now that is the point what Prabhupada is saying. We want to create Brahmanas, revive this culture again. Now it's very interesting. I give a very simple thing. Like I give the example, like here I'm observing, my sister is here. She was not so much of a devotee, but because she has been staying here and the kids are also there, so if something was given to one of the kids and she asked, has it been offered to Krishna? So you see, the kids have not only been educated, but not only they have been educated, but they have also learned the culture. And I'm surprised that there are two daughters. One is, I don't know the age, maybe around 9 years, I don't know, 10 years, whatever. And other cannot speak. Now the other one, the elder daughter, she heard my lecture and he said, if you do not render devotional service to Krishna, you will have to enter into the tummy of the mother. And she's explaining to her young sister. That the sister cannot understand also, he can't speak also, but she's telling out, spelling out, so to speak, the Bhagavata Dharma principles to even her young sister. So you see how this is explained very nicely. So if I would have not spoken, she would have never learned, she would have never heard. So we cannot say that young kids cannot learn Krishna conscious philosophy. So what we have said here now in our context, there in normal Kula Dharma, yajnas were performed. And this we learn from Bhagavad Gita that when a person performs yajna, the demigods give their blessings on that person. So okay, and then materially also and spiritually also he advances. So now in our context, what is our sacrifice? Hare Krishna mantra. So now if Hare Krishna mantra is stopped by non dissemination of spiritual knowledge, this is English is understood. Dissemination means dissemination. I think you understand the word English, or this English word. So if that is stopped, then what will be stopped? The major sacrifice of chanting Hare Krishna will be stopped. And when we see, then when the kids are seeing my mother is chanting Hare Krishna, and then the other devotees are chanting Hare Krishna, then the kids will also learn that they should chant Hare Krishna. Does it make sense? So our, again I'm repeating, our Kula Dharma is Shashvat Dharma Bhakti, Bhagavad Dharma, which must be preserved. Otherwise, if it is not preserved, then because of the destruction of the performers, why I'm saying all this is not sufficient that we know that Hare Krishna is good. We must also have people who are performers of Hare Krishna, who are living the life chanting Hare Krishna. So the example I gave right now of my sister's kids, that they saw the grandmother is offering food to Krishna, the uncle is chanting Hare Krishna, uncle means me, uncle is chanting Hare Krishna, and we should pay obeisances to uncle because he's a devotee, he's a senior devotee, whatever, senior person to me, and we should pay obeisances to them like this. So they are learning by education and by culture. So if all of us were not doing, there was no chance that they could have learned, just like we could never learn because the superiors were not doing it. Very simple. Even if we do not have education, simply by culture a person learns. Is it not? Okay. So the word uta here means even and is linked to Krishnam. With the destruction of performance of religious activities, irreligion will conquer abhibhavati, even uta, all the remaining family members consisting of small children and others. Does it make sense to you now? The word uta here means, you see, not only, again let us go to the shloka. Dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo bhi bhavati uta. So now it says kritasnam and uta is related. Uta means even. You see, very interesting. The people will be killed, okay, who are the Kshatriyas now, they will be killed. So then dharma will be destroyed. Now, somebody may argue, it's a beautiful point, it's amazing. It's a beautiful point that somebody may argue, okay, if they are destroyed, then at least the other people who are remaining, they will perform dharma. But what does he say? Uta. No, 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 no. Even they will be completely falling into adharma. Now you can relate Kritasnam and Uta. Kritasnam means whatever people who are remaining, they will fall into adharma because there is nobody who will teach them dharma. Also, you must remember, it's not that if a person is taught dharma, he will immediately follow dharma also. There has to be some kind of supervision, so to speak. Just like now here we are trying to teach the devotees how to chant Hare Krishna nicely. So now we have to supervise also. Please don't sleep. Please don't sleep. Yeah. Please. So after several reminders, still people sleep. So it's not that they have heard the philosophy. It's not that they are seeing others also that they will learn immediately. So they have to be taught and supervised also. Is it not? Similarly, so because there is nobody to supervise, then they will, even if somehow that they will read the scriptures, first of all, how they will read, but even if they read the scriptures, nobody is there to supervise and guide them, even chastise them why they are not doing dharma. Okay? So that is the meaning of the word iva. What is it? Uta, sorry. Purport. In the system of the Varnashram institution, there are many principles of religious traditions to help members of the family grow properly and attain spiritual values. So this we have discussed, but we'll elaborate a little bit on this. You see, we will discuss is in the 14th chapter, 14th chapter, 14th chapter, divine and demoniac qualities. Yes, 14th chapter, and there it will be mentioned that every varna, that means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they have certain qualities by their nature, and if they are engaged in Krishna's service, then that is called Divya Guna or transcendental qualities, and by that a person is liberated. We have discussed this in the Hindi class. Now, when a child is born, it is he's born in a proper atmosphere, and then from the beginning of the childhood, the main care is how he can develop spiritually. As you know that if money is lost, everything is lost, and if character is lost, nothing is lost. Is it not? That is the motivation motto of the people now. But actual thing is, money is lost, nothing is lost. But if character is lost, everything is lost. So the main thing Prabhupada says, education means building up of character. People who live with integrity, who will not cheat others like this, and who will not cheat themselves also. How to become not a kripana, you understand, miser, who will not use his human form of life for advancing Krishna consciousness, and rather for sense gratification. So how to not become a person like this needs education. As we will see in Srimad Bhagavatam, Rishabh Dev is teaching to his 100 sons who are born from his heart. He says that you are born from my heart, and in my heart there is dharma. Still he is giving teaching to his sons. The elder members are responsible for such purifying processes in the family, beginning from birth to death. As they put it like this, from womb to tomb. You understand? Very nice expression. From womb to tomb. That means right from the birth, purification starts. That this boy or girl should get purified, and so that when he meets death, this time he does not take another birth. Is it very clear? Very nice. Who tells us? Who will tell us ever? Never. No, no, no. Right now his studies are there, this and that, and just like somehow there, the daughter of my sister is chanting Hare Krishna more. Now she's in trouble. My sister is so much in trouble. Oh, she has exams, and then she chanting Hare Krishna too much. 4 rounds or 5 rounds too much. This 4 round, 5 rounds is too much. It's amazing. And if they give the younger daughter a phone, smartphone for 15 minutes, that is not too much. She can do anything practically with that YouTube thing, but that is not too much. Anyways, I will not elaborate too much on this, but the idea is from birth to death, the whole contract is that the child should not take birth. This also is applicable to Krishna consciousness. When we take responsibility of some person, then we should help him, guide him, so that he does not take further birth in this material world. Obviously, he should also accept the teachings, but if he is ready to accept the teachings, we should take care of that. Okay. But on the death of the elder members, such family traditions of purifications may stop, and the remaining younger family members may develop irreligious habits and thereby lose their chance for spiritual salvation. I think this is very clear now. This is very clear. Therefore, for no purpose should the elder members of the family be slain. So I think this is very clear. Okay, this is done. One thing I always share with this, and my heart is very important, that Prabhupada did so many things, but his greatest contribution is his books, because people can learn from it and they have something to fall back upon. I always mention in my lectures, we have a great fortune that we have a Brahmana's guidance in our life. A pure Brahmana, Srila Prabhupada, Brahman Vaishnav, who teaches us through his purports how should we behave, how should we live our life. Is it not? Yes. So like this. Okay. Now he explains how this adharma will manifest to Krishna. It's not that he's speaking only out of some emotion. He's actually explaining. He knows how this will happen. Adharmabhibhavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyah Strishu dushtashu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. So now he says adharma abhibhavat Krishna. When adharma will conquer the whole family, O Krishna, you are the very embodiment of dharma. So you see, you descend when dharma is declining. So why you're causing this dharma to decline? That is an import. Adharma bhavad Krishna. Oh Krishna, Krishna, you are an establisher of dharma. Why you are causing us this? Why you are causing us to establish adharma? So anyways, adharma bhavad Krishna. What will happen? Adharma will prevail. Then what will happen? Pradushyanti kulastriya. I think now you can pick up the Sanskrit. Dushan means pollution. Pradushant means means very nicely. Pradushyanti is in Bahuvachan, that means in plural, that means many ladies will be polluted. Kula striya. Kula is not, he's not talking about general striyas, but kula striya, those who are like, let's say, who are queens, or what do you say, Rajkumar, Rajkumari, I don't know what Rajkumari said, whatever. They are the daughters of the king, like that. They will all be polluted. Kulastriya. And then what will happen? Strishu, Dushtashu Varshnya. When the Stri, that means the wives of the kings or the queens, the ladies are polluted, then Varshnya. Varshnya means you belong to the Vrishni dynasty. You know that. Vrishni dynasty has been very great, and you have a great lineage. So you understand the import or the importance of maintaining a lineage. O Varshnya. Jayate hi Varna Sankara. So if the ladies are polluted, then Varna Sankara will be Jayate. Jayate, you understand? To take birth. That means those who are born without any purification, without any consideration that Brahmana should be married to Brahmana, Brahmana lady should associate with a Brahmana boy, like that. You know all these points. Varna Sankara. They will be crisscrossing, and people will be polluted, Matajis will be polluted, and that will cause to people who are Varna Sankara, that means who are not educated. It's a very interesting thing. So very nice comment. I'm not sure if it's from Srila Prabhupada, from another devotee. He says the problem is not overpopulation. The problem is what the population is doing. Makes sense to you? It's quite interesting. The problem is not population, because earth can feed 10 times more population what we presently have, but the problem is what the population is doing, and that's the main problem, that human beings are the least among all the species, but they are giving the maximum amount of trouble to the whole population, whole population as well as the whole earth also. Is it not? All this whatever greenhouse warming, is it called? All these things are happening because of us only. It's not that monkeys are creating this kind of trouble, is it not? They do not create any pollution, and we think they are the biggest troublemakers. They steal our chashma. No, we are the biggest troublemakers. Nice comment by Radha Govind Maharaj that maximum amount of trouble for a human being is caused by a human being only, not by anybody else. But we say, no, monkeys are the biggest troublemakers in Vrindavan. No, we are the troublemakers. So to speak, now you understand. So he was very much concerned that there will be unqualified population which will give trouble, which will further cause adharma. Okay. when religion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood, O descendant of Vrishni, comes unwanted progeny. Okay, this is very clear. Gita Bhushan commentary. Just as we, having been made to trespass dharma by our brothers, bring about sin in the form of destruction of the family, so the woman afflicted with ignorance, thinking that they may engage in sin, being made to defy vows of chastity by us, will become corrupted. I'll just read it again. So the woman afflicted with ignorance, thinking that they may engage in sin, being made to defy vows of chastity by us, will become corrupted. It's very easy to understand. So just like we are now engaged in adharma out of ignorance, is it not? Ignorance of what are the consequences of this war will happen. And we are bringing about sin in the form of destruction of family. Similarly, the woman who will remain unprotected, they will be engaged in this sin. So you understand what kind of sin? Bad association, and that will lead to broad bad progeny. Very easy to understand. Purport. Good population in human society is the basic principle for peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress in life. A small reflection is coming in my heart. When a person is allowed to be educated in IIT, there is so much examination. There is so much examination of the person's qualification, is it not? When a person is supposed to become an IAS, he has to work so much hard for becoming an IAS. There is so much restriction, so much so much examination of qualification. But when a person gets married, there is no examination of qualification. Simply you have to one must desire to get married and finish, case closed. And then there is no examination what kind of child is brought about in the world by the father and mother. Ayendra Prabhu, in this regard, he's a very great devotee. He left his body in 2010. So he had so much taste for chanting Hare Krishna. So one Grahastha couple, they were devotees only, but not following properly. So they said, our kid is not performing devotional service. I think I've told it before also, but I'll say again. Then Prabhuji was very heavy. He said, he's a result of your illicit sex life. So how do you expect him that he will accept dharma? You have brought him up like this. And our Sanak Sanatan Prabhu, my superior, under whom I've been serving here, he said that second boy was particularly planned, and at 12 years of age, he was just playing with his video game, and suddenly he'd say, why am I wasting my life here? You please send me to Mayapur Gurukul. I am surprising, is it not? 12 years boys don't speak like this. And then in his chart, it is said that is sannyas yoga. So you see how when a child, it's a whole science. When it's properly brought in proper consciousness, then he's a devotee. I wanted to say one story. You like to hear stories. One very nice story in this regard. How Prahlad Maharaj was born. Very interesting. Some of the people will know also, but it's really interesting. Funny story. Hiranyakashipu had gone to perform austerities. So now, so people were very actually disturbed if he does too much austerity, he will become very powerful. So then Naradji and one more rishi came as birds, sparrows, and they sat on a tree's branch which were next to or near to where Hiranyakashipu was doing austerity, and they started chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and they are pure devotees, so their chanting is pure, completely pure, and it entered into the ears of Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu was burning like anything. Oh, this is the person whom I want to kill, Vasudev. And why these people are chanting like this? Then they looked and they said, oh, these birds are there. Then he threw a stone at the birds and the birds ran away and then again came back. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So then that sound vibration entered into Hiranyakashipu and he was so frustrated. He said, leave this. Let me go and enjoy with my wife. Then he went there. This is in Narsingh Puran. So when then he went there, and then had association with his wife, but even then he was thinking, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So because he had a spiritual consciousness, then that's why Prahlad Maharaj was born through him. Even he was a demon. So you see how powerful is the holy name. So I'm just saying one example. And then you see how much peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress happened under the regime of Prahlad Maharaj, is it not? So you see, one person can influence so many people. So it's a very great responsibility that the kids are trained in a Krishna conscious atmosphere. I think now it is quite clear. So all this will be stopped if people are killed, elders are killed. The Varnashram religions principles were so designed that the good population would prevail in society for the general spiritual progress of state and community. This is extremely important point. The most important thing for human life is spiritual progress and not material progress. Actually we should live a simple life, and so that we have lesser entanglements, so that we have more and more time to advance in Krishna consciousness. That is the whole point. But people who are influenced by mode of ignorance and passion, they will not understand this. But we must also understand Krishna consciousness is so powerful. We cannot actually confirm that there was some kind of sanskar or anything for our birth, but chanting of Hare Krishna has transformed us so much, is it not? Aho bata so pachato gariyan yad jivva agre vartate namatubhyam te pustabha juvunusashnu arya brahmanuchura nama granantite. Somehow they're born in any family. If he chants Hare Krishna, there will be peace, there will be spiritual progress. I was thinking that even if people do not have all these sanskars, they can, if the kids are somehow other inclined to accept Krishna consciousness, then also is good. But the problem is that the parents themselves are not inclined to have their kids accept Krishna consciousness. That is much a major problem. So anyhow, this will come again and again. The major portion of our life or our endeavor should be to progress in Krishna consciousness, and that happens majorly by hearing and chanting. So okay, this is there. Let's go forward. Such population depends on the chastity and faithfulness of its womanhood. That is very clear. If the women are trained in chastity to the husband, and boys are trained in brahmacharya, So now, please don't be offended. What does chastity mean? Chastity means that, sometimes when we say this thing, then say, why don't you tell to the men also? Everybody has to know his dharma, is it not? We take the prasadam which comes in our plate. We don't see what others are eating, is it not? We have to digest what comes in our plate. So what does chastity means? That he should not think of any other man except his husband, her husband, and Krishna. Obviously, Krishna is Pati of everybody. Now, if the girls are taught to watch movies, oh, Shah Rukh Khan is so nice. Then Sahil Khan is, I'm just remembering the actors which were from the previous, from when we used to watch movies. But now I don't know who's the latest person, latest rascal, so to speak, who will associate with every different girl in every movie. And then how they will maintain chastity? Same thing, boys, they are now encouraged, even with along with their parents, watch all kind of horrible movies. And then they say, oh, this girl is very nice, that girl is very nice. How he will maintain brahmacharya? So both of them need to have dharma. I don't want to elaborate a story, but one Mataji, she was mentioned in Shastra, was so powerful by the power of her chastity that she stopped Surya, she stopped sun from because somebody cursed that, okay, if the sun will rise, then their husband will die. Do you want to hear the story, or should I go forward? Do you want to hear the story? Okay, a small story, very nice story from Purana. There was a Brahmani, she was very chaste, and her husband was having leprosy, but he was a very bad, he was very much, how to say, sense enjoyer kind of person. So he had a desire to associate with a very beautiful prostitute, but a prostitute will not associate with a person who has leprosy. So this Brahmani served very faithfully that prostitute, and then she said, you, in reward, you please associate with my husband. It's amazing, just inconceivable. Now the husband could not walk, so the wife was carrying the husband as to the prostitute, because the prostitute agreed. And while she was walking, there was a yogi who was meditating, and the leg of the person who was in this husband, the toe, you can say, hit the yogi, because the wife was in great eagerness going to the prostitutes to fulfill the desire of their husband. Now then the yogi became very angry. He said, who has done this? Who has disturbed my meditation? Then he realized that this is the work of the Brahmani carrying that Brahmana. So he said, let this Brahmana die as soon as the sun rises next morning. It was in the dark, obviously. All this happened. So then, when she heard this, he said, okay, if I have been chaste to my husband and have never thought of any other man, then by the power of my chastity, the sun will not rise tomorrow. And it actually happened. We must believe this, it's from Shastra. Then Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva came. He said, okay, if your husband dies, no problem, and we will bring him back to life. Please allow the sun to rise. Can you imagine that? I mean, it's amazing. Shastra is not there to teach us something which is a lie or something. It is actually true. It's actually a truth. Where I have read this, I think in Chaitan Charitamrita, but I will have to confirm it again. So now, or maybe it is Mahabharata. Then, then it happened like this. She allowed the sun to rise. The husband died, and by their powers, they made the husband healthy, and then also he was brought back to life. So this is the power of chastity. Similarly, there is power of brahmacharya, like of Nimbarkacharya. You heard that on that day when Damachand Maharaj mentioned, he actually made a sun appear. We are not qualified in that sense, but I'm just saying this is the power, and that was all going to get destroyed. As children are very prone to be misled, women are similarly very prone to degradation. This is a fact, and we should accept in a sensible way. It is not to how to say, put women down or something, but generally it is seen that how unscrupulous men take advantage of women. They lure them into how I say, adultery. So this is very much seen in the society. They are somehow emotional, and they just get how to say, cheated by people. Therefore, I'm not laughing at the woman. I'm just saying how this is all. Just like our kids are there, people's kids are there, they are protected, they are not given full freedom, is just to give them protection. It's not that they are slaves, it's not. Similarly, children and women should be protected by the elders members of the family. Therefore both children and women require protection by the elder members of the family. I think it's very clear, there is no vivad on this point. By being engaged in various religious practices, women will not be misled into adultery. This is very quite interesting. Quite interesting. Prabhupada says earlier women used to grind wheat. They will grind chutney also. Silbatta. Silbatta, you understand? Silbatta means mortar and pestle. They have so many things to do. Now they have nothing to do because they have all the machines. Now they go to Facebook and they YouTube and all the other things, and then they will learn how to fight with the mother-in-law, how to fight with father-in-law. I'm not talking about devotee women, but in general, is it not happening? It is happening because they are free. They will do all the prajalpa. So not only Prabhuji, Mataji, Prabhuji also, but this is the point. We are trying to find time so that we can do prajalpa. But we have engaged, we have fully engaged, then we have no time for all these things. And please remember, it does not mean that they were not devotees. Dhruv Maharaj's first spiritual master was Suruchi, who said that if you want to take birth from my womb, you must worship Vishnu. Even she, being so envious lady, still she was knowing that Vishnu has to be worshipped. She did not say worship any other demigod. And the second spiritual master was her real mother, Suniti, who said, no, no, please don't have any negativity towards your mother. It is all your karma. So what a great and amazing teaching she was giving. So how did she know? When the sages were come, they will also hear the dharmic thing. So, the access to dharma was for everybody, whether it's Mataji or Prabhuji or anybody. Okay, any G. According to Chanakya Pandit, women are generally, see, he's very important saying, generally means there are some women who are intelligent, they are trained, but generally not very intelligent and therefore not trustworthy. Why this therefore is what is there? Because they are not intelligent, they will be bewildered by people who want to commit adultery. That is the point. Now it is not said that women are not intelligent, generally not very intelligent. So that means a person who will chant Hare Krishna, whether it is Mataji or Prabhuji, they will become intelligent, they become how to say, fine and refined in consciousness, and they are trustworthy. Does it make sense? This is a general trend. Yes. Just like normally men are more, how to say, aggressive in terms of illicit affairs, so to speak, like that. I don't want to say those things much, but if a person is actually trained in Krishna consciousness, then he will not like to or not be in a consciousness of enjoying every woman whom he sees like this. So the different family traditions of religious activities should always engage them, and thus their chastity and devotion will give birth to a good population eligible for participating in the Varnashram system. This is quite interesting. If a person, just like many of the kids, they prepare themselves so they can qualify into IIT. Similarly, nice progeny is brought about so they can be qualified for practicing or participating in the Varnashram system. It's very interesting. I think you understand the beautiful purport which Srila Prabhupada is giving here. What I wanted to say at this point, you see, this is the injunction for Matajis. What is the injunction of Prabhujis? They will have at 5 years of age, they will go to Gurukula, and they are addressing any Mataji, any lady as Mataji. So then they will start thinking every lady is my mother only. So the injunction is for brahmacharis also. So everybody has his dharma. It's not that brahmacharis are let loose or women or men are let loose and women only are restricted. Both have to be. Everybody has to follow his dharma. That is the point. Make sense? Okay. What will happen on the failure? Prabhupada explains, on the failure of such varnashram dharma, naturally the woman become free to act and mix with men, and thus adultery is indulged in at the risk of unwanted population. And this Srila Prabhupada was seeing especially in America, and we also know, at least we have heard this, how people are having divorce and all those things. They marry after having a kid. I mean, this is amazing. Is it not amazingly ridiculous? And if you say it is ridiculous, they will say you are ridiculous. They say, how can you marry a person whom you don't know? No, you understand, no, what does it no mean? Like this. So it's amazing how this only thing is sense gratification, no service attitude, no responsibility, nothing. And that's why we have unwanted population, especially in America, and now is coming now in India also. Irresponsible men also provoke adultery in society. I did mention of this point, and thus unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of war and pestilence. This is how we see, very very nicely explained, Srila Prabhupada. Just 1 second, you can see it in your life. You see how people are fighting over paltry things. They have no intelligence that okay, two parties are fighting, some people are killed. What will they gain if one party wins? 100 soldiers are fighting on both sides, 20 soldiers are killed on this side, 30 soldiers are killed on the other side. Fine, no problem. Now, uh, if suppose one party has won the war, those people who have been killed, what benefit will they get? Is it not? So now, this is called foolishness. Why should I? Prabhupada says, why the human form of life is not meant to fight like cats and dogs over a small piece of chapati like that. So this is a risk of war. People who have no higher goal in life, they will fight over paltry issues. That we can very much agree. And pestilence. Now, what is this corona? This is from where it is arising? From a market where everything is eaten. Is it not? Anything moving is eaten. That's what they say in China and Wuhan. All this shows that all these things are happening because they don't follow dharma, and this war and pestilence will happen. Just like Prabhupada used to say that if you kill animals, then human beings will kill each other. So this is all happening because of uh, irresponsible population, and that has happened because of destruction of family traditions. So what are the 2 points? Let us summarize it. By the destruction of family lineage, or by the destruction of family members, elder family members, the dharma will be destroyed, and adharma will be prevalent in all everywhere. And because of that, the woman will be polluted, and because women will be polluted, then varna sankara, unwanted population will come, which will give rise to further adharma in this world. So these are the reasons why Arjuna did not want them to fight. Can we go? No. Now we have some questions from devotees. YouTube link. There is no YouTube link like this, only Zoom. So, Prabhuji, can we leave? We are hungry. Well, you can, but I'm going to ask you some questions, or I will allow you to ask some questions. If you want to ask some questions, or if you have a comment, you're very much welcome to speak. So, please, yes, and I'm recording it. So, yes, you please unmute and say something. And if you have any objection, also you can speak. Yes. Please go ahead. Somebody want to say something? Rishabh Mataji, you want to say something? No? Okay, then I'll ask the questions. Uh, what was the reason? What was the theme of today's shloka? The first shloka which we discussed, what was the theme of it? Somebody want to speak? 5 marks for this. Yes, yes, Mataji.
Can I speak in general terms?
Okay, yes.
When dharma is lost, then when family is destroyed, when the ancestors are destroyed, then the dharma which has to be passed on to the next generations is not passed on.
Yes.
Due to which adharma prevails, and due to this, irreligion prevails.
Okay. Indra Mataji says family values and need to raise kids under Krishna consciousness. Yes. So okay, this was Varnashram Dharma, which is good. And what mapping you understand? Varnashram Dharma was maintained by elders. How we map it to Krishna conscious atmosphere or a spiritual life which we practice? Some comments? As Arjuna is worried about the destruction of elders, so what is the fear we have? Yes, if the elder people died, womanhood will become polluted. I understand, but my question is that I just have to mute Mataji 1 second. Yeah, my question is just like Arjuna was very fearful of destruction of family traditions. What fear we have? What tradition can be destroyed, and what is the reason of that destruction of tradition? Us devotees. Now I'll make it more clear. Gaudiya Vaishnavas. What fear we have in terms of tradition? Are you able to? I mentioned in the class. Yes.
If the elders will not be there,
Yeah.
then there will be no one to tell us the dharma.
Yes. But our elders have, yeah, okay. Indra Mataji is intelligent. Guru Shishya Parampara. that we have to be responsibly learning this philosophy of Krishna consciousness, point number one, practice in our life nicely, point number two, so that the next generation will learn it by education and culture. Have I not mentioned about the example of the daughters of my sister? Like that. You understand the point? These are the 3 points which we have to learn, very important in this shloka. Somebody say something in chat. What is the chatting? Yes. So it's, and also, what was the power of the Matajis? Matajis are not very powerful. But what was the power of the Matajis? Yes. What is the power of the Matajis? Chastity, yes. Chastity to husband, chastity to Krishna and the spiritual master. That's obviously. Then what was the power of the boys? Gym, biceps, brahmacharya. Yes, like this. And what were the causes of? Especially now we see what is the destruction. Practically, what is destroying the chastity of girls and boys? Bad association. Bad association is one, and adultery, not exactly adultery immediately, but I would say something which is in the form of digital videos, or say YouTube, or what you can say TVs. All this is destroying our consciousness. Is actually committing great violence to our consciousness. Yes, excessive freedom with no proper guidance. It's like Paramatma is speaking. Mataji is not switching on the video, but she speaks in a. Anyways, she speaks the right thing. This is very good. So now, how can you say the Matajis are not intelligent? All of you are intelligent, understanding. But like one time, I just had a talk. One Mataji called me. Please explain to my boy. He should study very nicely. I said, "Do you have TV?" Yes, yes, we have TV. So how your boy will become intelligent? Yeah, but he wants, and and I said, on one hand, you want the kid to be intelligent, and other hand, you yourself have given DTH, direct transmission to head. I would not say DTH means dirty transmission to head. All the dirt of all over the world will be transmitted directly to the head. I've never spoken this, but that no, it's not direct to home. It's dirty transmission to your head. All the things which are bad goes into your head simply by this TV. It's called idiot box. Idiot box is not for intelligent people. It's for idiots, is it not? So similarly, we want to make our kids idiots, and they say, then we go to sadhus. Oh, please make my boy intelligent. How he will become intelligent? Are you not noticing by hearing Bhagavad Gita, you have become thoughtful? Yes. So now, if the culture is there, just like you see, now we are developing a culture. We wake up in the morning, all of us come together, chant Hare Krishna, then we discuss Bhagavad Gita, then we go for prasadam. And day after day, we are doing the same thing. Are we not becoming enlightened? Yes, both. I feel enlightenment. You also feel something, is it not? So this is a culture which we have to cultivate. Otherwise, what was the culture? We just wake up and where is my breakfast? Where is my BAD, bad tea? All those things. And that's what the kids see, and that's what they learn. Okay, so like this, like the kid can see, oh, my mother, unless she completes 16 rounds, she does not eat. Oh, my mother is so dharmic. You understand my point? Then they will learn. Is it not, Pinky Mataji? Most probably your 16 rounds are done, and your daughters must be seeing it. I think Anuradha Mataji's sister also, she brought her daughters to chant. And Juhi Mataji, where is your younger sister? Seems she's sleeping. You should wake her up, not leave anybody alone. Wake up, like this. So by education and culture, we learn like this. Okay, any other comments or questions? I have okay, so we don't have anything further, so we shall end here now.